was discussed and decided because a lot of webinars taking place, including in IPR. I myself have been taking a lot of webinars. So I thought that let there be some different topic. Okay, a topic which is normally not talked about as far as IPR is concerned. And because I had done some work in the field of artificial intelligence and IR, I thought that let me talk about this today. This is still an emerging field, both artificial intelligence as also the applicability of patent law and patent and IPR. I'm going to talk and go through the journey of today's webinar is that we'll be seeing mostly what is IR, that is Industry Revolution 4.0, what is artificial intelligence, what is Internet of the Things, what we call 3D printing, and why it is being questioned whether IP can be done for this innovation or not. That also we like to look into it. Okay, it's a different subject altogether. So what I have tried to do, and it's a very vast subject. It's still emerging. So what I have done, I have taken a bird's eye view. Of course, questions are most welcome today and later on also. Okay. Of course, I have told you earlier also, these two slides, this one and this one, both are because I am an IPR professional and it is applicable to everybody. Just take care, including myself. We all have to take care. We should not utilize anybody else's IP. Okay. Okay. It's a competitive world, as we know. Competitive world, sometimes we don't know why people are competing. They just go on rushing, and it is necessary to be competitive, right? But do we have a competitive advantage? So far, we have been talking that our labor is cheap. Is it enough? Not really. You know, my dear friends, competitiveness is a multi-dimensional. It is not a unidimensional. सिर्फ चीप लेबर से हम कॉम्पिटिटिव या कोई भी कंट्री कॉम्पिटिटिव हो नहीं सकता है. And what is cheap labor? It is related to the productivity. If a particular worker is drawing rupees 300 per day and producing 100 pieces, and another worker getting 320 rupees per day or 340 rupees per day and producing 150 pieces, who is cheaper? The person who is more productive is a cheaper. And let me tell you that China has been added only because of this entire thing. So competition is a multidimensional. Merely low cost is no more a criteria. You have to give at a certain cost in the desired quality and the desired time frame. That is the competitiveness. Why I'm trying to talk about this? New technologies are trying to see whether we can add into this or not. Okay, if a person, a labor is not productive enough, can he or she be replaced by a robot? Now, this is the scenario we have to be ready for. Okay, we have to be ready for, and that is nothing but artificial intelligence and Internet of the Things. So innovation is the key of all kind. Innovation is the key to remain competitive, to become competitive. Okay, fine. So this is the kind of innovation you go for it. Should be applicable, but is it enough? The world is changing so fast, irrespective of the present crisis. The world is dynamic. इवन जब ये क्राइसिस नहीं आया था तो वर्ल्ड तो डायनामिक था ही और फास्ट मूविंग था ही. So innovations of this kind are not enough, or we have to go 1 or 2 steps ahead. Lot of things are happening in the world we are living in, as you know. Okay, this is the classic example, as you know very well. Uber, the world largest taxi company, owns no vehicle. Thousands आज की तारीख में बंद है, but the fact remains कि Uber and such kind of mobile-based companies, taxi companies, are all over in the world. 5 साल पहले हम लोग कभी सोचते भी नहीं थे कि उबर के बिना नहीं चलेगा, and now we know कि उबर के बिना नहीं चलेगा. The world's largest taxi company, Uber, has a millions of taxi registered under Uber. उसमें से एक भी टैक्सी उबर की खुद की नहीं है. The taxis are owned by the people who registered with the Uber and work along with the Uber. The world's most popular media owner, Mark Zuckerberg, he is sitting happy आप और मैं उसमें कंटेंट डालते रहते हैं, डालते लेते हैं, उसका खुद का कुछ नहीं है, उसने कुछ क्रिएट नहीं किया है. We are happily producing and posting the content. Alibaba, the largest e-commerce company, even larger than the Amazon, the most valuable retailer, has no inventory. Everything it gets from somebody and makes it reach to another person. No inventory over, no storage facility. Airbnb, one of the largest accommodation provider in the world, just like our Magic Brick. Okay, Indian version is Magic Brick, and so many others also. This is one of the largest realty provider. Anybody who wants to have an apartment, a bungalow, or a one-room PG accommodation all over the world can click into Airbnb, but it doesn't have its own. उसके पास खुद का कोई भी property नहीं है. Now this is the kind of changes which has taken place already in the world, and more changes are taking place. All this doesn't happen just like that, my dear friend. This has happened because people have been thinking hard how to make the world different, and people are utilizing the technology. Okay, this is technology. Yes, this is the Indian version, of course. So this is the intellectual property we create to create. This is IP we want to create. And as I told you, just quickly for those people who are not 100% sure about what is IP and IPR, IP is an intellectual property which is an intangible property, and they are all creation of the mind. Different inventions, symbols, logo, everything is creation of the mind. And these are the four of our main components: patents, designs, trademarks, copyrights. These are the main components through which an innovator is given the right of ownership. Patent is given for 20 years, design is given for 10 plus 5, 15 years, trademark is given for 10 years, then it can continue. Copyright is given for 60 years. All these are IPR, intellectual property right. World cannot do without IPR now. Any innovation has to be protected. Okay. And these are the different things. I don't want to go into detail. But just to give a simple example, one particular product can have all the IPR. The design of this bottle, Coca-Cola bottle, the shape of the bottle is a design registration. The formula of Coca-Cola is registered the patent, can be registered the patent. The Coca-Cola is a trademark, and if a slogan is put, live like king size, for example, then it's a copyright. Everything can be protected. Fine. All these things we are talking about. Why? Because we are in knowledge economy. Okay. Innovation, research, technology are here to stay and play a very important role in our business, industry, and our own social life. We cannot be aware. We are part of the knowledge. ये जो आप कर रहे हैं, ये जो SSIP Navidar organize कर रहा है, what is that? That is a knowledge economy. And my dear friend, this is going to increase like anything, whether crisis or no crisis, work from home, online things are going to be the order of the day. And we all will see that how the next year is going to be changed version. Okay. And as a part of this, there is something called disruptive innovation and disruptive technology. We are all disturbed now. So we have to come out with some disruptive innovation also. Okay. What is disruptive innovation? Disruptive innovation is an innovation that creates a new market and value network. By disrupting an existing market and a value network. जब एक छोटा या बड़ा इनोवेशन आता है, तो जो एग्जिस्टिंग चीज है वो डिस्टर्ब हो जाती है. They might be working since years, but suddenly they realize that now people are opting for this because that is what people are looking for. And then established company or a brand or technology gets disrupted. I just give example of Uber. Uber disrupted the existing taxi companies like anything. Now nobody looks at the existing taxi company. If you get down the airport or a bus station or a railway station, you try to call the Uber. You don't look at the taxis which are moving around just like that. See the e-commerce. Nobody thought 10 years back that you can get everything at your doorstep by clicking of a mouse. E-commerce is a disruptive technology. The entire physical retail chain, while it's not closed down, it is disturbed like anything. Okay. And look at our own examples of like something like Patanjali. It disrupts the existing multinationals by coming out with a range of herbal-based products and marketing and packaging in the right manner. See the smartphone. It disrupted and dislodged Nokia phone just like anything. Nokia was thrown out just like anything the moment a company called Samsung introduced a smartphone. So these are all called disruptive innovations, maybe by displacing the established market leading firms, products, and there are hundreds of examples of disruptive technologies. Disruptive technology is one that displaces an established technology and shakes up the industry for a groundbreaking product. A Tesla electronic car is going to be one of such things. People are looking forward to it. आज की तारीख में क्रूड सस्ता है पर ये सस्ता नहीं रहने वाला है. So we need an alternative. Everybody is looking for an electric car. So that is going to disrupt. Okay, so this is called disruptive technology. And that is because of a digital world. We are in the world, what is called is digital Darwinism. If you know, we used to study in school the principle of Darwin. Okay, survival of the fittest. जो तगड़ा होगा, जो capable होगा, वो टिकेगा, बाकी के लोग चले जाएंगे. It is not the strongest species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the ones most responsive to change. And digitalism is a responding to the change. Whether you call it robotism, artificial intelligence, or whatever may be, it's a response to the change. What is the change you want to bring in? You don't want to depend totally on people. Ultimately, it is a person who has created the artificial intelligence. So that is a combination we are looking for. Okay. So that is a combine of what we call fourth industrial revolution, 4IR or IR 4.0. It is already there, my dear friend. It is not there for IR to come. It is already there. Maybe after a few years, there will be 5IR. Okay. This is a 4IR. Industry 1.0, that was mechanized production. Industry 2.0, the second industrial revolution, introduced mass production with the help of electrical power. This was a mechanical power, electrical power. The third industrial revolution, okay, which utilized the digital revolution, okay, with the help of the electronics and IT automate. And the 4IR is a cyber physical systems where we don't have to be in picture at all. Somebody else will communicate and somebody else will do the thing. In simplified version, mechanized and steam and water power, industry 1.0, mass production and electricity, industry 2.0, electronic and IT systems and somewhat automation, industry 3.0, and cyber physical system where you don't come into the picture at all is the industry 4.0. Okay. And the components of industry 4.0 are this. What is the fourth industrial revolution? Artificial intelligence, what we call AI. Not Air India, my dear friends. It is the other extreme. Internet of the Things, IoT, 3D printing, blockchain technology, and few more others also. AI is already here, may not be in a that big manner. IoT is already here, not big manner in our country. 3D printing is already here. Institution like LD Engineering College has a 3D printing workshop. Blockchain technology is still comparatively new, but they are all making it industry 4.0. This is the comment. Of course, AI is much more proven. The main component in industry 4.0 is what we call artificial intelligence, better known as AI. Okay. What is it? What is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence is the science and engineering of making intelligent machines, especially intelligent computer programs. That's what John McCarthy, who is considered to be father of artificial intelligence, says. Artificial intelligence is the science and engineering of making intelligent machines. Just pay attention, making intelligent machines or making machines intelligent. Who makes them? Who makes intelligent machines, my dear friend? We all, our own people. We people are making intelligent machines. But is it possible in the future, machine will make the intelligent machine? Then you are not required. I am not required. Now that is a question people are asking. Okay. And suppose you have made an intelligent machine, and that intelligent machine does a very good work, creates something very new, innovation. Who will get the patent for that innovation? That machine or the person who made the machine? Now, these are the issues, and that is why people are talking about AI and IPR. Not easy. I am involved. I also don't know 100%. People also try to make the mix out. But one thing is sure, artificial intelligence is here to stay and flourish. Okay. So one way, common way of this AI is the study of how to make computers do things at which at the moment people are better. Scary, isn't it, my dear friends? We are ourselves making and creating our competition. We want computers to do things much better than what we can do, and then they will take over or not. So these are the issues, my dear. It's an exciting field. Don't be scared. It's an exciting field. At the end of the day, a person, a man or a woman who creates computer can also change it. But we should never stop of doing new things and progress by getting afraid कि हमको कोई replace कर लगा. नहीं, if you are intelligent, if I am intelligent, if the society is intelligent, nobody can replace us, my dear friend. We can always come out with a better version. So don't worry about that part. Okay. So there are different kind of artificial intelligence. This is of course indicative things, but different kind of AI. There are something called reactive. What is reactive? It reacts when something happens. Okay, just like a person can also be reactive. Just like a person can be a reactive person, an active person, and a proactive person, artificial intelligence can also be same thing. It reacts, it doesn't have any memory. It responds when something happens. Or it has some limited memory. Uses memory to learn and improve its responses up to certain extent only. And there is a theory of mind. Understand the needs of other intelligence on its own. And self-awareness. Human-like intelligence and self-awareness. This is the most advanced. Why? Because it is human-like. And my dear friend, we human are the most advanced, computer or no computer. So these are different types of artificial intelligence. Okay, three key points to be noted at this step in terms of status. The United States has the largest number of newly formed artificial intelligence companies. The UK, the France, the Canada, Israel, and Germany occupy the next 5 top spots as far as artificial intelligence is concerned. Artificial intelligence patents grants have been significant influence. People have been going for patents of AI, and it is not going to slow down. Technology is moving fast. My dear, fast, you cannot imagine such a fast. Okay. And companies continue to heavily invest in artificial intelligence technology. And why? Why this is happening? Because artificial intelligence is already part of and relevant to a wide range of industry and business segments. Artificial intelligence solutions span every industry, from information system to financial trading to drug discovery and healthcare and many more. Okay. I was just talking to somebody, I was just talking to a very senior doctor 1 hour back. He told me that Mr. Butch, USA is working on a new drug for this coronavirus that is through artificial intelligence, and he's going to send me some details. So my dear friend, artificial intelligence is something which is going to be part of the new world. Be ready for that. Try to understand. You don't have to be expert in AI. We have to understand and appreciate it. My dear friend, have you noticed one thing? This USA and the next 5 or 4 or 5 countries, one name is missing, my dear friend. Which name is they are missing? The country which we love to hate and maybe love also, China. It's very strange, isn't it? Normally, China is always there, sometimes in the first 2 or 3, or maybe sometimes the very first. China is missing here. You just give a thought to it. I would urge everybody to see why this has happened. Why China is missing out in AI. You see, in 6 countries, there is no name of China. Very interesting. Whether we are, I don't know whether we should be happy about it or not, but very interesting observation. So this is the AI. AI is everywhere. Humans against computers. They can do millions of calculations every second. Computers, not human. Play chess and look at so many different chess moves. It could be 2 crores or maybe 20 crores, I don't know. Even create pieces of the music. Computers can do everything. Are they really more powerful and more intelligent than humans? Do they really think in the same way that humans think? Can they go wrong and start to do frightening and dangerous things? Would they be out of our control? Not one computer has passed the Turing test yet created by the man as of today. As of today, it is not happening. But let me tell you, people are thinking aloud. Something which we created, will it not obey us? Will they tell us, forget, now I am the boss? Let's see. This is the future. Just sit at the 4, should we say person, 4 things, 3 person are sitting in a queue to appear for a job interview, and maybe there will be notice humans need not apply. Why? You know and me well. Frightening? Not really. Why? This person maybe has created this, so we have to be careful and we have to be cautious. Yeah, maybe someday the artificial intelligence and robot may replace this person, and you don't have a choice. Okay. Artificial intelligence vacuum cleaner. It works on command. Works on command by saying simply. You don't have to move around with that. Okay. It decides on its own where to clean and where not to clean. Okay. And these things are already there, my dear friend. Okay. This may look far-fetched, but it's not that far-fetched. Okay. These things are already there. These things are already going to be there. Artificial traffic lights. Every car will have this own artificial traffic light. They will decide what to do and what not to do. And Google self-driving car. It is not yet that popular, but you never know when this will come around. When you see a car moving and no driver, don't get frightened. If you go to USA, you can see such car. If you go to Google in California, you'll be allowed to sit in the Google Drive car also. Things are already there. This is not yet so popular in India, but it is going to be there. Alexa, okay. Alexa, what should I do? Then Alexa will say, stay at home, don't go out. Okay. And this is the Alexa. If you go to USA, everybody will do that. These are things which are already here. Okay. And my dear friend, these are already replacing people for the certain job. Car making factory. All these are what? Robots, yes. It is based on artificial intelligence, Internet of the Things. Okay. So this is the entire journey of artificial intelligence, my dear friend. And then Internet of the Things, part of the IR only. The next logical step in technological evolution, connecting people anytime, anywhere, is to connect in inanimate objects. Underlying the Internet of Things, anytime, anywhere, by anyone and anything, not human to computer, but computer to computer. Human will not be required. Okay. Internet of Things, IoT is a combination of hardware and software that monitors and communicates data either by analysis or action. What is it? Future growth in Internet will be driven by machines connecting machines and rather than machines connecting to the people. This is Internet of Things, and the days are not far like this. Your fridge is going to tell you as you just go out, don't forget to buy the milk. Okay. Replacing human, you know whom, right? And if you forget to buy the milk, and maybe I told you to pick up the milk on the way home, don't you listen to anything I say? So this is, although in human thing, This is the reality. Internet of the Things is already managing us. Okay, already managing us, already telling us what to do, what not to do, and if we do something which we are not supposed to do, telling us, stay at home. Why did you go out? Don't you know there is a lockdown? Internet of Things, Internet of everything. Better be prepared. 3D printing. It's a mind-boggling thing, 3D printing. 3D printing can print everything. The world is printing, but it doesn't have paper. You can print a shoe, you can print a gun, and you can print a plastic automobile component on a 3D printer. It's a converting, turning the digital file into physical object. Okay. How the babies will be born in the future in a humorous manner? 3D printing, you never know. So, and my dear friend, what is important is that all this artificial intelligence, Internet of the Things, 3D printing is a wide variety, my dear friends. And that is why it is called Industrial Revolution 4.0. It's such a wide variety, industry, business, society, all. Rapid prototyping, rapid manufacturing, mass customization, mass production, clothing, bioprinting, printing for implants and medical devices. And I have given only a very few examples. This list can be 3 times, if not more. This is 3D printing. Blockchain technology is a database technology. It is a way of creating a shared database which can record and track transactions and assets. It's a very new thing. Unlike artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and 3D printing, blockchain technology is still being developed. It is already there. Some use is already being made. It is said that once it really establishes, the banking system will get revolutionized. They are going to utilize a lot of blockchain technology in creating their ledgers and journals. Okay, this is the typical blockchain technology. Okay, a digital ledger that keeps record of all transactions taking place on a peer-to-peer network. All information transferred via blockchain is encrypted and every occurrence recorded, meaning it cannot be altered. Now, this is the safety thing, and this is what people are going for. Making system which is a fast, friendly, but secure. So it is the entire journey of blockchain technology. So this 4 component, my dear friend, is something creating what we call IR 4.0. Artificial intelligence, Internet of the Things, 3D printing, blockchain technology. There are a few more, but these are the 4 main components. Okay, so this is the artificial intelligence or IR 4.0. What is the status of IPR and patent? WIPO is a World Intellectual Property Organization. Okay, based in Switzerland. The Director General says artificial intelligence is a new digital frontier that will have to a profound impact on the world. They accepted that IER or artificial intelligence is a intellectual property which has to be given the due protection. Okay, all of things can be utilized. IP of AI, trademark, trade secret, everything can be utilized. And this is the typical scenario. Artificial intelligence patents boom. Top 5 applications in the world are IBM, followed by Microsoft, Toshiba, Samsung, and NEC, the top 4. This is not a very rigid list. A few things may give, but these are more or less the top 5 or top 5 or 7. Okay. IBM, Microsoft are always occupying the first 2 spots in artificial intelligence. There are hundreds of patents with them. And these are the companies which has the most artificial intelligence patents. Okay. Microsoft, IBM, Samsung, Qualcomm, Google, Philips, Siemens, Sony, Intel, Canon. Okay, these are the companies, the top order, which has got thousands of patents in artificial intelligence. Okay, what about India? India is behind, but let me tell you, India is going to take a big quantum jump in artificial intelligence. The way things are working, and the way government of India through Niti Aayog has decided to encourage artificial intelligence. Okay. Artificial intelligence has the potential to add almost $957 billion US dollar to Indian economy by 2035. And idea is to see that this can be expedited instead of 2035, it could be 2030 or maybe earlier. India has the potential to be the artificial garage of 40% of the world. Garage means we will be there to receive everybody and store it. Niti Aayog's national strategy suggests a roadmap for the government to adopt AI at that scale. And 8 areas have been earmarked, very kind of significant. That includes healthcare, agriculture, mobility, and many more. Okay. And in 2018, India had approximately 800 plus patents. Yes, it's way behind when we talk about IBM. Well, let us understand, my dear friend, they are much ahead since the beginning. But this number, I can assure you, is going to be much, much better by 2025. India is going ahead fast. Okay. This is the kind of patterns which been filed. So that shows that they are in pipeline. Wipro has already filed 2000 plus patents as compared to only 200 in the year 2012. Tata Consultancy Service has filed almost 5,000 patents in year 2019 as compared to merely 1,700 in 2014. And these are the pending. Okay, so this number, that is why I'm saying that this number is going to go up. This is the patent granted. These are the patents under pipeline. Okay, so this is going to happen and going to go. Everything is going to be based on the new technology, artificial intelligence, and blockchain technology. Okay. And as I said, the technical innovation industry 4.0, it is not merely business and economy. It is going to be environmental and social also. Just example, attractive opportunity of artificial intelligence in drug discovery market. The artificial intelligence in drug discovery market is projected to reach US $1434 million by 2024 at this source. From here to here, a big jump. At a compounded annual growth rate of 40%. What is this? Artificial intelligence is now helping in discovering new drugs. As I just told you, in USA, an existing drug is being applied and tried to treat the coronavirus through the help of artificial intelligence. Nobody had thought that a computer technology can be very integral part of research like drug research. Okay, and this is the what we call social and environmental application of artificial intelligence. Okay, as this also shows, this is the very recent news of our own India. Indian team which is working in Chicago and India both and IIT Roorkee has devised artificial intelligence based software to detect COVID cases. So you understand, this is something which we all are looking for. Technology is always a blessing. Technology is always a boon if we utilize, if we decide to utilize in the right manner. If this, and this is likely to happen, it is going to again revolutionize by making the test much rapid and much more reliable. Okay, this is the this is the news of 10 days back only, and it is already successful to great extent. So what are some of the issues of IR 4.0 and I? Okay, who owns the IPR? As I said earlier, the computer has been created by the person, made it very, very powerful by way of artificial intelligence. Now that computer creates a new innovation, who will get the patent or copyright of that innovation? Very simple example to give. If somebody writes an excellent article, he writes by the pen maybe, who will get the copyright? The pen will get the copyright or the person? In artificial intelligence, the user uses no creativity. It's something very. Can an IP like copyright be granted to non-human entity? Can anyone own the copyright of the selfie? Who will get the copyright of the selfie, my dear friend? This is not humorous. These are examples for that. I am going to talk about one example for that. Okay. There are some indicative cases. This is a classic case. Now, this is Rembrandt portrait. What is Rembrandt portrait? Digitally created, computer-generated 3D printed painting developed by a facial recognition algorithm that scanned data from 346 known painting by the Dutch painter Rembrandt. Okay, Rembrandt is a Dutch painter. And that portrait consists of 148 million pixels and is based on 168,000 fragments from various works. Blurring the technology and art. Who gets the can a computer can do this? Is it a violation of copyright or not? Another case in Australia. Okay, a court declared that a work generated with the intervention of a computer would not be protected by copyright because it was not produced by a human. My dear friend, how is it possible? Who invented the computer? The human. And the work was done by the computer. So who gets copyright? That human cannot get a copyright? Can a computer get copyright? No. How a computer can get copyright? So these are typical issues. The world is scratching their head in some of the cases, such kind of cases. Multiple copyright. Okay. In the United States, for example, the Copyright Office has declared that it will register an original work of authorship provided the work was created by a human being. You have to prove that. You have to prove that it is being created by. Okay. Now, this is a very famous case of a monkey. A selfie taken by a monkey. This is Naruto monkey or typical Indonesian monkey. Okay. Monkey steals the camera from photographer and snaps a selfie. Okay. This is a real case I'm telling you. Real case. Much declared. Selfie gets uploaded to Wikipedia. The photographer sues the Wikipedia to remove it. Wikipedia refuses to delete photo as it is a monkey owns it. Now what happened? There is a very famous wildlife photographer named David Slater. David Slater went into the Indonesia jungle, okay, and set up the entire system. Okay, and he waited for these monkeys to come so that he can take. He also created a system of selfie so that when monkey comes, there will be automatic clicking of the photographs. Okay. Now what happened? He tapped the camera and Naruto, the name of the monkey species is called Naruto. Okay. Naruto took the selfie. Then the Naruto came, the chimpanzee came. He saw this everything there. He simply clicked the selfie button. Okay. And got photograph of himself. Who is the author? Who gets the IPR? Whether David Slater should have the copyright or Naruto should have copyright? Can anybody publish it? Now this is a very famous case. A lot of I don't want to go into it. There are a lot of court cases. The court is being debated. Who owns the copyright? Right. Okay. So this is a fantastic world emerging all around us. Let's conclude. Artificial intelligence and intellectual property have a meeting of the mind. Both have to work together, my dear friends. And these are the key 3 points you have to consider while you look for artificial intelligence and IP. Artificial intelligence has been around since so much time, but now the real jump is taking place. To avoid potential disputes regarding inventorship and ownership, check the agreements and open source terms and then go for the agreement. Okay. And think outside the box. Describe and claim inventions with an eye towards present as well as future components and applications. This is what it is required to be done. There is a big push in India also. Over 7,500 crore so over 3 years to boost the research and adoption for IP in India. Niti Aayog is giving a big push. It is setting up the research centers, institutions, scholarships to work on that, protect intellectual property related to artificial intelligence, and continuously assess changing nature of the jobs. Protect intellectual property right is the motto and aim of Niti Aayog. India wants to go ahead in artificial intelligence, and as I said, by 2025, India will be much ahead in artificial intelligence. Intelligence will be benefited by that, and whoever invents it will get the right kind of patent and copyright. Don't worry about that. If required, you can take help of experts. You can come to me also. How to patent and copyright your invention in artificial intelligence and also Internet of the Things. It's not difficult, possible. It is possible to do it. Okay, before I end, I will just say all this is happening, but we as a Gujarati fraternity can do anything. He was denied the copyright, but we have our own avenues. Okay, we can go anywhere, my dear friends. We can do good things. Of course, this is the lighter one. And thank you so much. It's a journey. I have tried to give an overview of this. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, we have two questions.
Okay.
The first one is how AI can disrupt education industry.
Yeah, disturb. Yeah, you can utilize the word disturb, but it will disturb positively. Okay, let me tell you. What is artificial intelligence? As I told you, it is creating a computer which is much powerful than even what we can do. Idea is to create a system, a technological system, which a human cannot do. The technology system can do better. Okay, so naturally, it is going to disturb. Is it going to disturb education system? Because now suddenly there will be a system which, suppose I'm a professor, and a computer system can do much better, but then I have to learn to manage and utilize that computer system. So it is going to disturb. Let me tell you, it is already disturbing, but disturbing in positive manner if we are going along with it. If we say, no, वो अलग चीज है, मैं अलग चीज हूँ, then it is going to disturb negatively. Negatively to a person, system and society and as a whole is going to always benefit. It is never that they are not going to benefit, but it is going to disturb. And disturbance can always come out the positive thing. हम जानते हैं ना, इंडिया में है अमृत मंथन क्या था, पहले काफी कुछ निकला, लास्ट में अमृत निकला, तो डिस्टर्बेंस तो करना पड़ेगा. Okay.
Okay, sir. Sir, this question, second question is from Sriram Iyer. With rising unemployment already a monstrous problem, particularly in country like India, won't artificial intelligence further compound the problem?
Yeah, I would not say it's a monster level of problem and neither unemployment. But yes, if human in general are not up to the task, they sit like that, they become laggard, they don't want to move along with the time or ahead of the time. It may happen that in some of the places, the humans may not be required. Okay. Now, somebody may ask, it's a good question. In fact, Mr. Sriram, I say it's a good question. I would say that, or you may say, everybody are not that capable to learn on its own, a significant number. So that is a challenge. I agree with you. That is a challenge for as a country, as an industry, and as a society for us to see that there is a proper balancing of the thing. Side by side, we start training and acclimatizing a large number of people to be with the technology, to be with the familiar with the technology. Then this problem will not happen to that extent. That is what my thing. Okay, but we have to be ready for that.
Sir, the next question is from Tia Mehta. Has Indian court taken any decision regarding IPR?
Regarding?
IPR.
For what? No, let me tell you one thing. As far as IPR is concerned, intellectual property right is concerned, our IPR system is well laid down. It's a legal system. Just like every country, our India's IPR framework legal system and world's legal system is 90% the same, except few exceptions. Whether it's India, UK, Canada, or even small country like Zimbabwe, most of the countries have the same IPR system. Court comes to the picture only when there is some dispute. Court otherwise doesn't come to the picture. Indian Patent Office is the organization which takes care of the IPR. I think what she might be talking about is that some of the cases, if they are in the court related to artificial intelligence, so their processes are going on. What has to be done, as I told you briefly, is that when you want to get a IPR for artificial intelligence or such kind of technical changes, you have to prove that it is a new, it is a non-obvious, and also useful to get the patent. That is the definition and criteria applicable for all the inventions, not only artificial intelligence. For in artificial intelligence, it is important to specify the details. Otherwise, the Indian patent system is sound enough, and that is why this 800 patents have been given to Wipro and TCS and other companies, and they are waiting for another 3,000 patents. Okay, so that is not an issue. Indian patent system, but interpretation is a problem, an issue to some extent. So when somebody goes for patenting of artificial intelligence and such kind of technological advancement, you have to see how to present the case. Okay.
Okay, sir. Sir, next question is, what about development in field of renewable energy in context of IR 4.0? Is AI more preferable to over research on renewable energy?
Yeah, in fact, it's again as a good pointer, because as I said, artificial intelligence and technology changes are not only for a purely industrial commercial thing. It is also socio-economic concept and environment. And the renewable energy is a huge requirement for the world in India. But at the end of the day, yes, things are already taking place to see that the renewable energy field is benefited through artificial intelligence. Again, as I said, what is artificial intelligence? It is creating a better technological and computer system. So, renewable energy, which is being produced and worked out now, is already being aided by use of artificial intelligence. If you really would like to know something more about it, I would suggest you to approach a government agency of the Government of India. You can send me email. I will give you the contact details of that Government of India agency. There is also agency in Government of Gujarat, GEDA. So both the agency will give you some further information on what is happening in the field of renewable energy. Okay.
So the next question is, can IPR be obtained for services also, sir? For example, for an online service platform?
Yeah, IPR can be required for online services. For services, you have to get the copyright. Services cannot be patented. Service is a creative thing. So if you come out with a new method which is service, okay, new way of delivering the lecture, new way of banking system, okay, new way of courier service, all these things are services. New way of financial services, new way of brokering services, all these services are eligible for getting intellectual property right protection. You have to prove that it is something new and useful, but there will be under copyright. They will not be patented, okay, unless and until it is an industrial application. But you can get an IPR. Copyright is a fairly good protection, no problem. Okay.
So the next question is, how AI can help in prior search?
Let me tell you, it is a very good question. I don't know whether you are from the field of patent. I didn't discuss that part because many people might not know what is prior art research, everything, because it's a highly specialized topic in the IPR. WIPO, World Intellectual Property Organization, has already utilized artificial intelligence and also blockchain technology for prior art search and registering the database. Now, people who don't know what is prior art search, I'll just simply explain you. अगर किसी को पेटेंट करना है या किसी को डिजाइन रजिस्ट्रेशन करना है, तो पहले आपको चेक करना पड़ेगा कि ये किसी और ने तो उसका पेटेंट तो नहीं लिया है, या तो पेटेंट फाइल नहीं किया है, या किसी और ने उसका डिजाइन रजिस्ट्रेशन नहीं किया है। इवन फॉर ट्रेडमार्क एंड लोगो, अगर आपका कोई लोगो रजिस्टर करवाने जाते हैं तो आपको पहले चेक करना पड़ेगा कि आपके जैसा लोगो नाम किसी ने रजिस्टर नहीं करवाया है ना, उसको बोलते हैं प्रायर आर्ट सर्च, प्रीवियसली अवेलेबल इन द पब्लिक डोमेन. So this is the basically prior art search, whether it's for patent, design registration, copyright और ट्रेडमार्क करना. पेटेंट में ज्यादा उपयोग होता है. यू टू चेक आउट, नहीं तो क्या कि आपका डुप्लीकेशन हो जाएगा. ये सब करने के बाद पेटेंट ऑफिस आपको पता है कि भाई ये तो किसने ऑलरेडी पेटेंट कर दिया है, उसका किसी ने उसका नाम ले लिया है, तो इससे पहले चेक करना जरूरी है. नाउ आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस थ्रू this can be expedited because artificial this prior search is not that easy. आपको काफी उसमें सर्च करना पड़ता है, lot of सर्च करना पड़ता है, जो आज के तारीख में हो रहा है. पर by utilizing artificial intelligence, computer systems which are much more powerful, the prior art search has become much faster, much faster. अभी हमारे इंडिया में भी इसका यूज चालू हो गया है, some of the larger prior art companies कर रही है, but it is mind boggling. जो prior art करने में आपको 1 वीक लगता है, तो आप 2 दिन में कर देंगे. So this is the thing, and WIPO, World Intellectual Property Organization, itself is utilizing this. वो डेटाबेस क्रिएट करने में उसका टेक्नोलॉजी यूज कर रही है. इफ यू, आई वुड सजेस्ट यू दैट यू गो and visit the website of WIPO, WIPO, okay, and just give a command, just give a click saying that use of AI and blockchain technology in prior art search and database, and you will get a lot of good details available. But it's a good question. It is already being utilized, and it will be utilized much more. Okay.
So the next question is there any type of support system for individual innovator regarding IPR?
Oh, a lot of support system. Look, if you want to register your patent or copyright or trademark or design, then you got 2 choices. You can go to some private sector, private patent attorneys or copyright agent. They are good, let me tell you. Just check out their readability, otherwise they are good. Nothing else. But there are also so many other institutions available, which is a patent facilitating center, as I told you earlier. So as an individual, don't worry, you get all the support. There is an excellent support system. You go to GUJCOS, for example. There is an organization, GUJCOS, Gujarat Council for Science and Technology. They have got a Government of India approved and supported patent facilitating center. It is in Gandhinagar. Dr. Narottam Sahu is the director of GUJCOS. He himself is a scientist. Dr. Satya Sridevi, she is in charge of the patent cell. Gujarat Technological University has an excellent patent IP cell. CII, Indian Industry, as a patent cell, Mr. Anil Pandey is helping them. And there's so many universities, they are helping. This is the entire, and this SSIP, which is organizing this excellent webinar series. Student Startup Innovation Policy is focusing on the students. In nutshell, an individual researcher, innovator has an excellent ecosystem to get an ecosystem and support system to get all the support. Government of Gujarat also gives financial assistance up to 75% of any cost. Okay, so don't worry, my dear friend and friends. If anything, you can approach any of the organizations I just told, or you can send me an email. I will also guide you all the way. Never ever hesitate, because go for patenting, go for IPR. People are waiting for you. Okay.
Next question is, till what extent we can see involvement of AI in agriculture?
Lot of, it is already happening. AI is already happening. If you go to organizations like ICAR, Indian Council for Agriculture Research, which is a Government of India organization with a base in head office in Delhi, but centers all over the India, and also agriculture university, like we have agriculture university in Anand, just about 60 kilometers away from Ahmedabad. Anand Agriculture University, ICAR, and all these kind of institutions are already working by utilizing artificial intelligence to improve agriculture system. How they improve? For example, I'll give a small example of quality of the seed. And hybrid seed quality can be improved by AI. Utilization of artificial intelligence is going to help farmers in knowing in advance the climatic and weather conditions, and also having the nature of the soil which they are utilizing. And there are so many other things. Total dependence only on climatic conditions, and they don't know what is going to happen. Total dependence on the kind of seed they grow. These are being reduced by way of utilizing artificial intelligence. It is already being utilized. If you are in the field of agriculture, or you to know further, you can again visit the website of ICAR, Indian Council for Agriculture Research, ICAR, okay, or even our own Anand Agriculture University. You get the details. It is already utilized.
Next question is from Ayush Parekh. What are your view on AI replacing medical staff and medical equipments?
Let me tell you one thing. It cannot replace. Healthcare scenario is something very different, but it is already strengthening. As I just gave you example of utilization of artificial intelligence in the kits to check and test the COVID-19. Okay, it will strengthen the healthcare facility. How? Making it more perfect. जो अभी थोड़ा चांस होता है कि भी मे बी टेस्ट किया 70%, 60% is right, 30% is gray area. Artificial intelligence make is almost 100% नहीं, जो result आया is 100% right, or almost 99, 95% right. It cannot, robots cannot replace the human people, my dear friend. It is not going to. Yes, they'll be helping. They'll be helping the humans. They'll be helping the medical people and paramedical people and other people who are working healthcare system. They'll be helping and they'll be lessening the load. They will be making them more efficient. It cannot be replaced, my dear friend. We need more healthcare people, and these systems are to help them to lessen their loads. Okay, so rest assured that.
So next question is, will the advancement of AI affect the cyber forensic industry?
Cyber forensic?
Yes.
What is that cyber forensic? I know forensic. It is, but let me tell you, cyber is a very broad world. Okay, anything related to net and online thing is a cyber. If you talk about forensic field, it's already again utilizing the artificial intelligence. Again, I want to give you example of a forensic laboratory in Gandhinagar. The topmost laboratory, the topmost institution in the field of forensic sciences in India, and having international reputation. Okay, Forensic Science Institute in Gandhinagar is doing work for entire India. If you might have noticed it, they are already utilizing artificial. In fact, if you visit that, they will allow you to visit you. Let me tell you, if you visit that forensic institution, you see huge area and component where there are total computerization is taking place. It's a totally already in the cyber field. So yes, it is already on this field where they want to check out something unknown. Artificial intelligence is helpful because it converts unknown into known. The chances of gray area are being minimized. Instead of 80% surety, we can go to 85% surety, 90% surety, 95% surety. That includes forensic science also.
Thank you, sir. Sir, we have last two questions.
Okay.
The first one is, what is difference between AI and ML?
AI and
ML, machine learning.
Okay, I didn't know that people knew about it. Yes, machine learning is a part of AI, but it is a stage which is a early stage. Machine learning के बाद AI आता है. Machine, as I told you, I showed you the 4 stages. AI industry for 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0. This is something somewhat similar. If you want to say in a similar way, machine learning graduates into AI. Okay, so initial stage of AI is a machine learning. I would say so. Simple in a simple terminology. Then you go to the next stage of 100% AI. So that is the difference. If you want to know something more, you can send me email, because otherwise it's a very rather more technical discussion. Okay, but it's an initial stage of AI. I would say simple term. Okay. It's a good question. I know that I am happy that somebody talks about machine learning AI and trying to know the difference. Okay, thank you. Yeah, last question.
The last question is from Hasmukh Nakum.
Okay.
how we can use the AI in villages development, because in India there are so many villages.
Okay, I think that's a good question. As I said, it's a social connotation, social angle. Uh, Agriculture, health, education, reaching out to larger number of people, identifying the number of people who needs services, whether healthcare or education. All these things are the real need for people in who are staying in the rural area and villages. All these things are required. We are a lot of good work has been done over a period of time by the government or the agency system. So still a large number of people in remote areas are not reachable, not traceable. Artificial intelligence is something which is helping this, and we can help. I agree. उसमें काम ज्यादा हो सकता है, इतना काम नहीं हुआ है. That is why Niti Aayog, which was earlier called as a planning commission, has taken up the artificial intelligence under its fold. One of the key requirements is to see that while technology helps industry and business, it also helps in reaching out the large number of people in our village areas by way of agriculture, healthcare system, education system. It has a lot of potential. I'm happy that somebody asked me, and that is the area which needs to be focused, and hopefully it will be focused.